The stock market is going to open in 4 minutes. We're looking at S&P 500 M-mini futures. The time frame is 2000 tick chart. And the structure right now is being indicated to me clearly a trend range. Because this blue line, 21 bar exponential moving average, the supportive indicator is flat. And I can see a lot of price swings just swinging up and down through the EMA. So there's clear indecision. Market is starting with slow trend range. This is the resistance. This is the support. You can see I'm following the short-term channel rule because every single time there's a break of the current channel, you expect for prices to create new extreme. And right now we can see that we are breaking to the upside. So I'm going to wait for market open. That's going to open in 3 minutes. And I'm going to be looking to sell at these highs if we get a good setup. Because according to trend range rules, you want to buy low and you want to sell high. Alright, so I'm resuming the video as we have new high, first entry long, second entry long failure, which would have been a great setup to take. But as you can see, we have a lot of bars stacked right next to each other. And it didn't trigger below this bearish bar. Had it triggered below this bearish bar, I would have liked taking the failed second entry long bull trap because we're coming off the range highs. But you can see 4 bars stacked and it triggered below this bullish bar. So really no way for me to enter just yet, which is unfortunate because this is textbook bullish trap. Because you're at the top of the trend range, you want to sell high, buy low, you push lower, new high, first entry long, pull back, second entry long failure. You're not interested in going long at the top of the trend range. And you can see that the second entry long failed. Like I said, unfortunately, no great signal bars for me to enter. I was about to enter, had it triggered here, but it stalled. And you had to sell below this bar, which is unfortunate. But you can see the range rules apply, textbook, triple top, push below EMA, and a failed second entry long. All right, traders, so we have potentially a failed breakout out of the trend range. So I'm going to put my limit order a little bit lower because the bar is very big. Let's see if we can get pulled back because we're down to working lower break, move to a new extreme, and we have a failed breakout, large double bottom. The trend line can actually be slightly larger like this. So you have a clear break, clear new extreme, and this is a failed breakout. Let's see if we can get prices pulling back. Come on. I want to buy low the trend range, but you guys can see the bar is really big and you generally want to have room for prices to reach the EMA. If you're going to make a couple of ticks higher, I don't know. So unfortunately I have to cancel. But it's a shame. This is a great failed breakout because you have a clear sideways structure. You broke the main trend range. You can see all the way down to here and a big bullish bar reversal indicating that you want to buy low. Failed breakout, most breakouts trend ranges will fail, but you can see you would have to enter at the very top, which you would generally want to have room before the EMA. Right, traders, I have entered a second entry long, new high, first entry long, pull back, second entry long. I'm going to place my stop loss 1 tick below the single bar. EMA keeps holding, great bullish bar, and we are expecting to get new high for this uptrend coming out of the failed breakout. The exponential moving average keeps holding prices. Let's see if we can get the scalp. The volume is quite low, so the 8 tick target profit is a little bit large. But I'm still going to hold it for 8 ticks. And let's see if we can get out of this trade. EMA kept holding, new high, count reset. First attempt to go long, pull back. Second attempt to go long, indicating to me there's a 2-leg pullback, 2 attempts to correct. Correction phase played out. EMA keeps holding, and a brand new push phase may start because we expect push to a new extreme. According to trendline rules, we're at the key entry point. We had a high-low confirmation setup, and we got out. So I'm going to tighten my stop loss to break even because our scalp was made and anything right now is just a bonus. There was a high low confirming the failed breakout, which high low cannot only confirm second entry long and failed second entry short, but also failed breakout. But it was closing quite high. You would be entering at the very high of the move. So you can see market kept pushing higher. I want to take a high probability setup, which is going to be a 2-leg correction to the key entry point, which happened. Great tier 1 signal bar. You can see right now we're holding a runner, and I'm going to take the runner somewhere at these highs because according to range rules, we may expect correction here. I have trailed my stop loss a little bit because I didn't want to risk for prices going back and hitting our break even. I wanted to take at least something. So we got our runner hit. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a pullback, but this uptrend has a new high. So I wanted to tighten it just a little bit. EMA kept holding multiple times, which allows me to draw a spike and a channel pattern because we had one steep, very slim leg, kind of like a spike, looks like a channel, And prices attempted to break below this EMA and they instantly reverse all the way back up without a single low high. So this is giving me information that most likely there is not a breaking new high. In fact, if you're back above the EMA like this and you haven't reached the resistance just yet, the top of the trend range, there may be just a slightly flatter channel at the spike and a channel. So right now we expect for prices to reach the resistance because you're coming from the bottom all the way to the high. Resuming the video after quite some while, we had another failed breakout. You guys can see most breakouts of trend ranges will fail, especially if the trend range is healthy. This is a healthy trend range without imbalance. Both sides of the trend range, both extremes, are being filled, so there's no continuous imbalance. The trend range is healthy and slow to start the day with, which means the failed breakouts are going to be generally reliable. There was a very tempting lower high, but the market just broke the trend range. Uptrend has new high and you're most likely going to pull back. I was just a little bit too hesitant to enter here. This would have been a great, quick, easy scalp just to take advantage of all the early bulls trying to buy the breakout when you have a break new high. No wider convincing uptrend just yet. As you can see, prices came back, sort of tested the key level and created strong push above EMA, and we had a high-low confirmation setup. I wasn't really trusting the setup at the time just yet. Normally, this high-low is a good bullish confirmation if the resistance is now acting as a support and you have strong push above EMA. Why I didn't fully trust it? Well, that's easy because the channel doesn't really fit that great. Notice how I have it drawn like this, but the second swing doesn't get clear confirmation, so I'm not sure 100% if the channel is just a tad tighter with the break in new high or if it's just a little bit wider. I'm playing the wider one now. We'll see how the key level will react. Again, if we push strongly below EMA, then I'm just going to adapt, and if we push strongly below this trend range, then I'm going to adapt. But right now I don't really want to be taking any longs. We keep creating lower highs, low lows consistently. It looks like there's even a channel like this. So once I have a couple of conflicting beliefs, I'm not really sure. You can see it's getting a little bit squeezed here. We need more confirmation at this point on. So I've been sitting here just with my one single trade so far. It has really slowed down now. You can see quite a lot of indecision. A little bit of a late second entry characteristics. This is why I'm drawing the wider channel, because we have sideways structure, spike up, not making it to the trend channel line, and a lot of bars just slow but surely working lower. At the same time, I cannot sell because this channel is in play. So if I see indecision, if I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to do, I'm just waiting. The timing is important. I want to see clear context. Here, this was an easy setup had it formed better because context is clear. Same thing here and same thing here. Even possibly fitting the breakout here. But now when I'm deciding between if there's a break for the channel or not, and I can see that we are losing steam here, getting a little bit of a late second entry long characteristics. The downtrend is in play. I just need to wait for more confirmation. So I thought I was recording and it looks like I didn't press my record button, so I was talking to myself the entire time. But we managed to get a slightly wider channel. You guys can see I'm extending to a larger spike in the channel because after there was a break new extreme, there's just so much bullish momentum. This is not what is supposed to happen once you have a break new extreme. And had I found this channel earlier, I definitely would have liked this high low more because we didn't have new low of the downtrend. I wanted to see a failed second entry short, but if there's a bigger spike in the channel, the high low right now is much safer. Right now we have a small little overshoot. The bullish channel is still being in play, so I need to wait for a little bit more of a correction. Since we had overshoot, the downtrend doesn't have new extreme and it looks like a first leg down. I'm expecting for prices to continue creating the second leg down after overshoot. For this reason, I cannot take the high-low setup. Overshoot can generate strong momentum in the opposite direction. First leg down, pull back, second leg down may follow. It is just a high-low and the downtrend needs to get new extreme. Prices are still going sideways. We had overshoot. EMA is flattening. You guys can see we have a consolidation. I'm not really looking for longs just yet. I will need a failed second entry short because there's a chance we may create the second leg down. First leg down here, pull back, second leg down here to test the trend line. Very common after overshoot. Flat EMA, so we have micro trend range. I will really need to see first failed second entry short before I'm going to go long. As of right now, I just need to sit here and wait. It's a shame that I didn't read this properly. I should have taken this high low because looking back, it's really great. because the overall bigger bias is there. Bar closed very strong, but it was very hard to find this perfect channel at the time. All right, traders, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to take breakout pullback setup here. I'm going to use my limit order. I'm looking at new low, first entry short pullback, second entry short failure. And we have first entry short pullback, another failed second entry short that is also acting as a breakout pullback out of this small little congestion. The uptrend is still the main pattern. The signal bar closed decent enough. The EMA was holding, and this resistance right now acting as a support. We got filled, so I'm going to put my stop loss 1 tick below the signal bar. I'm going to go for 8 tick target profit. One thing that scares me is the market really slowed down, and we have first leg up, pullback, 2 legs up. But I've been waiting for a long time, and now this is a breakout pullback. 2 key entry points are holding. Is a decent enough signal bar. Also a failed second entry short visually, but it looks like we may have gotten trapped here. But nothing I can do now. I pretty much like it. Great bullish bar, 2 key entry points. The option is still in play. I waited all of these traps, and now that we broke out of the congestion support is holding. But this is not what you want to see, this doji right here. Oh boy, nothing I can do now. I may have jumped the gun a little bit early. And it looks like we're gonna get stopped out. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it triggered because it ended up triggering at the very last second and we got stopped out. Nothing we can do. We ended up having a losing trade, so we are 1-1 here. I didn't really see anything on the way up. So let's see if we can get at least some other setup. All right, traders, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to take a second entry long. I'm going to go once again for 8 tick target profit. We have a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. We're closing above EMA. We have a decent signal bar. The uptrend is still in play, and this is a second entry long. Nothing much I can do. I'm just following the rules just like I did here. I'm just going to take a setup, and it either works or it doesn't. I'm trying to stack the odds on my side by following price action rules. And the chances are always higher if I take a high probability setup. This setup right here may have been a little bit higher because we had already first leg, pullback, second leg up. So it was a little bit too late. Because after overshoot, you can see the momentum is just a little bit stalling. I was supposed to respect the overshoot more because it just takes longer. Especially if the market is slow like this, it takes longer for prices to correct closer to the main key entry point. You can see that the market is very, very slow. All these trades are taking a lot of time. Hopefully we'll get at least those 8 ticks. You can see it's quite big because the market is quite slow. But we just need a couple more ticks. Come on. It would put us back to green. We're bouncing on my exit order and we got filled. Perfect. So I'm going to tighten it to break even because our scalp main portion was made. Hopefully we can get some runner. So we are a little bit green now, but I would like to get some decent runners so I don't have to take one more setup. You can't get phased by a losing trade. Sometimes that happens to traders. They take a losing trade and they start questioning themselves if something is wrong, but I cannot afford to do that. Take a small break, 5-minute break, and there's another second entry long that fits the criteria EMA is holding, and I need to execute because the only way I'm going to make it in the long run if I'm just going to take a good high probability setups. If you're too emotional after taking a losing trade, whatever the trade, you jump the gun here, you're not going to make it back on the next one. All right, traders, so our runner just got hit. The overshoot looks like it's still taking up some time. We have a first major break of this uptrend, which right now we expect for this bearish downtrend to play out and eventually for market to create new extreme following the trendline rule. However, I cannot really buy just yet. The downtrend is in play. We're pushing below EMA. I would need to see break, attempt for a new low, and at least some failed second entry short back up. Right, traders, I just entered a failed second entry short. I'm just gonna move my scalp to 8 ticks. Stop loss 1 tick below the signal bar. And what I'm looking at, we have a first leg down, break, second leg down, new low formed for this downtrend. The main uptrend just had a break, so we expect going to rules to create new extreme. And this is a new low. First attempt to sell, pullback, second attempt to sell, confirming the trend line right away. So I decided to sneak in with a couple ticks back, fortunately, and this is a failed second entry short because we had two large legs down. There is no reason for me to look to sell. The main trend up is still in play. We need to get new extreme and we have a new low. So this is such a strong signal bar. I'm willing to take a risk here. We're also buying quite low, so there's a chance for us to really make it to new extreme because a lot of sellers are probably going to treat it as a breakout pullback of the trend range, but it's not really the proper structure to look for breakout pullback because the bias is up and two legs down form with the new low. So there's absolutely no reason to sell, and I'm betting on prices trapping the sellers, but we need to trigger above this bearish bar for us to really get the surge. Of course, we can still get trapped, but hopefully will not because this is really strong context for us to go long. Everything played out bearish. There's not a single case for me to think bearish right now. I really need to think bullish because everything bearish played out and everything bullish right now is resuming. So I just have to take it and nothing I can do. Just we'll see if we can get it. Come on. Couple ticks more, come on. We're bouncing on my exit order, but we need to tick through. Come on, just one more tick.
Target filled.
And we managed to get out. Oof. So fortunately, we managed to get it. Like I said, the context is clearly bullish. New low, first entry short pullback, second entry short failure. And this was our last trade for today. It's getting quite late. I'm going to take a break. And we'll see if we can get the runner. I'm going to pause it and let you guys see if we can get the runner. I'm going to tighten my runner. I'm going to place it one tick below this bullish bar. We keep going higher to new extreme. Wow. So I'm going to tighten this like this. We have a massive run up. This is basically just a bonus. And this is why I'm deciding to hold the runner because you never know how far the market is going to go. And you want to be part of a move like this, and you're really buying low here, so it's really great place to let the runner run a little bit. So we had a 9-point move up would be definitely something, or 8.5 it looks like. I would be very happy, especially since we took a losing trade right here. But you can see sometimes it is very tricky because the overshoot just took a long time. It's been over 2 hours before we managed to get out of the overshoot. So this is where patience really comes into play. And me myself, I thought I was really patient for not taking high low here or this high low, but eventually you can see just they got me here. We made it back here, then we got a congestion. There were news announcement here that came out really strong, but it ended up being quite uneventful, just medium impact news, and then we had nice larger two-legged pullback down. So if I'm gonna get the run here, I'm gonna be done for the day. And this is how I do it if I see such a strong move up without a pullback. Instead of me taking the target profit, I'm just moving my stop loss because this is what can happen. I cannot predict where it's gonna go. And if it just keeps pushing with the momentum, it's better for me to just trail the stop loss very tight. I call it unrealistic trail. Because if I just kept my first initial runner here, I would have gotten here. I would have missed a couple points here. But if I'm just doing greedily like this, I'm still open to possibility that the market can just, for whatever reason, keep pushing higher without a single pullback. That can happen, and I want to be part of this. So this is why I'm doing it like this. And now we reach new extreme for this uptrend, so trend line rule applied correctly. So unfortunately, we got a little bit chopped here on a failed second entry short. You can see over a very nasty area. This is where you have to just take a break and get outside or walk away from the computer because 2 hours was just pure congestion. And this is much cleaner setup, no congestion, and all the bullish factors are in play according to price action rules. We're really far away from EMA, so we should pull back soon. And we got stopped. So we managed to trail our run a little bit. We just now reached new extreme. We have new high. But I'm gonna wrap it up. It's been quite a long day. And I hope you find the video helpful. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.